Just when the Middle East didn't need another flashpoint, Syria is back in the headlines. And this time it is happening dangerously close to Israel's border. Let me tell you what really is happening here. A new wave of violence has erupted between Syrian government troops and the US-backed Syrian Democratic Forces, a Kurdish-led militia that has long been one of America's key alliances in the fight against ISIS. Well, for days, heavy gunfire and rocket attacks rocked the parts of Aleppo province, specifically in Kurdish-controlled neighborhoods. Streets that were once full of daily life all of a sudden turned into war zones. In fact, local reports spoke of civilians fleeing as both sides exchanged fires and snipers target key roads. Well, the fighting grew so intense that the schools and markets they were forced to shut down. And in the meantime, the UN issued warnings about a potential humanitarian crisis if this clash spread further. Now, after intense back-channel talk involving Russian and Iranian mediators, a fragile ceasefire has been announced. Both the Syrian army and the SDF have agreed to stand down, but for now. You know what? Here's the problem. No one really believes that this peace talk is going to last. The roots of this battle go deeper than just Aleppo. For months, tensions have been brewing between a failed March agreement that was supposed to integrate the SDF into Syria's national army, something that Damascus has warned for years. But Kurdish leaders accuse President Bashar al-Assad's regime of trying to tighten control and starve their region by cutting off food, fuel, and even medicines. On the other hand, Damascus insists that it is simply trying to restore national sovereignty after years of foreign intervention. And of course, speaking of foreign players here, this isn't just a local fight. The US military still has about 900 troops in Syria, mostly supporting the SDF in the country's northeast. Well, here, US fears that any collapse of the ceasefire could empower ISIS remaining groups or even allow Iran-backed militia to expand their reach. In the meantime, Turkey, which considers Kurdish forces as terrorists, is watching closely, ready to exploit any instability along its northern borders. So, this latest flare-up is specifically concerning for Israel, which has long worried about Iranian influence spreading through Syria. Well, the chaos gives Iran-backed militia more room to operate, potentially bringing the conflict uncomfortably close to Israeli territory. In fact, Israeli defense officials have quietly admitted that they are closely monitoring the developments in the northern Syria. Analysts say that what's happening here isn't just another round of local clashes. It is part of a much larger regional power struggle. Syria remains a chessboard where Russia, Iran, the US, and Israel all are playing the overlapping and often opposing the game. Every ceasefire feels like a pause, not such peace. So, is this latest truce really the ending of the fighting or just the calm before the next storm? Because in Syria's complex web of alliances and rivalries, peace usually lasts only as long as it takes somebody to reload it.